The midday sun beat down on the bustling marketplace of Etheria, a kaleidoscope of vibrant fabrics, the scent of spices, and the cacophony of haggling merchants. In the midst of the chaos stood Seraphina, a young woman with hair the color of storm clouds and eyes that shimmered like emeralds. She clutched a worn, leather-bound journal in one hand, its pages filled with cryptic maps and scrawled notes. "This must be it," she whispered, her gaze flickering towards a stall brimming with peculiar trinkets. A porcelain dragon with glazed scales, an amulet fashioned from a spider's silk, and a small delicate feather, crimson as a fresh wound. Seraphina approached the stall cautiously, her heart hammering in her chest. The stall owner, a wrinkled woman with a knowing glint in her eye, watched her with an unnervingly serene expression. "Looking for something specific, child?" Seraphina swallowed. "Yes, the feather." The woman's lips curved into a subtle smile. "You seek the shadow of the golden dragon, then?" "The prophecy," Seraphina muttered, feeling the weight of her purpose press upon her shoulders. The woman placed the feather in her palm, her touch unexpectedly warm. "This is what you seek. It will lead you to the dragon's eye, the hidden heart of the forest. But the path is fraught with danger. The shadows have grown long and treacherous since the king's death." Seraphina's fingers tightened around the feather. The prophecy of the golden dragon spoke of an ancient power hidden within the forest, the power to restore balance to the world. But it was shrouded in mystery and steeped in danger. "I know," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "But I must find it, for the sake of the kingdom." As the crimson feather warmed in her palm, a flicker of uneasiness stirred within her. Something whispered of unseen dangers lurking in the shadows. The journey was already a risk, but an even stronger force, an instinct that felt like destiny itself, pulled her forward. She couldn't turn back. Seraphina plunged deeper into the forest, the crimson feather clutched tight in her hand. The canopy overhead filtered the sunlight into emerald hues, bathing the forest in a hushed and mysterious glow. The air vibrated with unseen movement, the sound of unseen wings flitting through the branches. Her hand trembled. A rustling in the undergrowth startled her. A dark form sprang into the path, a shadow against the light. Panicked tightened its grip on her throat. "Stay back," she cried, clutching a small silver dagger hidden within her cloak. But as she took a step back, she realized it wasn't a monster. It was a boy, barely older than her, dressed in tattered clothes and armed with a weathered wooden staff. His face was pale, marked with exhaustion, but the eyes that met hers, eyes that held a glimmer of both fear and courage, were intensely green, the same color as the leaves filtering the sunlight overhead. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice catching on a whisper. He raised a hesitant hand to his chin. "Raian," he muttered, his gaze flickering towards the crimson feather held tightly in Seraphina's hand. I knew the dragon's eye is real. It is hidden in this forest." A spark of hope ignited within Seraphina. She wasn't alone. "But why are you here?" she asked. "It's dangerous." "I need to get something. For my mother," Raian replied, his gaze distant. He didn't elaborate, but something in the tremor of his voice spoke of desperation, of a love as strong as her own determination. Together they journeyed into the heart of the forest. As the days bled into weeks, Raian proved to be a resourceful companion. He knew the language of the forest, the rustling of leaves whispering of danger, the chirping of unseen birds warning of hidden traps. Seraphina, with her map and her knowledge of ancient lore, guided them through treacherous ravines and labyrinthine paths. Together they faced their fears, their strength forged in the crucible of shared danger. He taught her how to track animals and hunt, while she taught him about the legend of the golden dragon, the prophecy they both carried. As they walked, they began to share stories of their past, weaving a tapestry of shared experiences and vulnerabilities. He told her of his mother, a skilled healer burdened by the weight of his father's betrayal, their village abandoned in the aftermath of a war they couldn't understand. Seraphina, in turn, revealed the weight of her own burdens, the loneliness she had carried ever since her father, the king, had been poisoned by a hidden assassin, a wound that bled not only through the land but through the hearts of his people. The responsibility for restoring their world, the weight of prophecy. She felt it all on her shoulders. Their journey brought them closer, their shared dreams and desires binding their hearts together in a way that transcended mere companionship. They were more than friends. They were allies, confidantes, and in the twilight hours, when they shared the meager rations of dried fruit and roasted nuts, their hearts danced with a shy, hesitant longing. One evening, camped by a quiet stream, Raian met her eyes with a mixture of vulnerability and a raw longing that stirred a strange, powerful emotion within her. "I wish we had a lifetime," he said softly. "A lifetime?" she repeated, her heart echoing the sentiment. He nodded, tracing a delicate pattern on the smooth surface of a nearby stone. "A lifetime to build, to heal, to create something new, something beautiful." His gaze was lost in the distance, then focused on her, intense and passionate. She was captivated, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm in her chest. This boy, this ragged and brave companion, he had shown her the beauty of a love that could bloom in the harshest of environments. It was a terrifying thought, this vulnerability she was feeling, yet it felt right, an undeniable echo of her own unspoken longing. Their lips brushed, tentatively at first, then with an urgent longing that defied the danger they had faced. In the heart of the forest, surrounded by shadows and secrets, their souls intertwined. The feather began to glow. They had arrived at the Dragon's Eye, a cavern veiled in an emerald glow, radiating an energy both comforting and overwhelming. Raian, with a grim determination in his gaze, held out a small vial of luminous green liquid. He was seeking a plant, a rare herb, rumored to have magical properties that could restore his mother's failing health. It was their one chance, the hope he had clung to through this harrowing journey. He handed it to her. "Help me, Seraphina." Seraphina stared at the vial, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew this quest was not meant to be her own. This journey, this hope, this fragile love, it belonged to Raian. "I know how to find it," she said, her voice firm. The map, the ancient prophecy, all these had been leading to this moment, this realization that destiny had chosen this path for them. Raian gazed at her, a spark of gratitude lighting up his eyes. "Thank you." He stepped into the cavern, his shadow merging with the shimmering green light, while she, heart heavy but resolute, followed behind, ready to face any danger that awaited. The path within the Dragon's Eye was fraught with traps, each a hidden whisper of a power ancient and primal. As they pushed deeper, the shadows grew darker, and the whispers intensified, urging them back, tempting them with fear and despair. Yet, Seraphina stood firm, guiding Raian through each trial, the map whispering secrets, the feather pulsating with a powerful glow, shielding them from the insidious magic that threatened to consume them. Finally, they arrived at the heart of the cavern, where the Dragon's Eye pulsed with an emerald light, emanating a wave of ancient energy that thrummed with power. It was a place of awe, of raw energy that brought them to their knees, their faces bathed in a warm, ethereal glow. And then they found it, hidden in the cavern's depths, the herb, vibrant and glowing, exuding an otherworldly power. It was their reward, a testament to their perseverance and a symbol of their love, forged in the heart of this ancient, hidden power. Their journey through the forest had been a baptism of fire, a test of their courage and loyalty. They had confronted their fears, found strength in their shared burdens, and discovered a love that bloomed amidst adversity. They had defied the shadows and embraced the light. With the glowing herb secured, their hearts soared with hope and anticipation. They left the forest, forever changed by the trials they had faced. They knew they would return to their lives, changed by their adventure, forever bonded by their love. But their journey was far from over. They knew that the prophecy of the golden dragon did not end with them. Its legacy extended far beyond the forests, into the heart of the kingdom, where shadows lurked and hope desperately sought to rekindle. Seraphina, clutching the glowing vial and the crimson feather that had guided their way, looked back at the forest one last time, its emerald embrace a memory etched in their hearts. Her journey had been far more than just finding a forgotten power. It had been about finding the strength within herself, and discovering that the greatest magic resided not in ancient secrets, but in the power of human connection. And Raian, clutching his own heart, which thrummed in concert with her own, knew that they were destined to leave their mark on the world, forever intertwined by the bond of their shared journey, their hearts echoing the power of the golden dragon, whispering of a future full of hope and promise.